Live.
Rala's live.
Shalom. Give us a minute just to do what we do. Make sure that everything's good.
Yeah, we up.
Khan. Shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, the branch here in Chicago. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto
YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, Rakakadash.
double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever, the 144,000 and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathen that look like those heathen. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, we say shalom. And to hell with them people on TikTok who got my damn thing on suspension for another hour or so. Yeah, the truth is just too much for them. But we're going to talk about some various topics, and the first thing is going to be the Israelite foreigners, all right, that are scattered among the heathen that look like the heathens, all right? So, matter of fact, let's get that video first before we even read that scripture.
What, the Galatians?
No, before we even read it. The
one that murdered.
Yeah.
I'll pull it off my Instagram.
Yeah, with
he sent that to me last night.
Yeah, I'm going to start bringing my, I think, you know what, I'm wondering if both the charges might be at your crib.
Am
Just
I
wondering. No, over at the pit.
I can check it
The
out.
brother's gonna check for the ghee.
All right. You sent that to me.
I sent it to you on your phone.
I know. I'm
You want the clip?
Oh, you know what? You
I
sent it to me in
I
text.
text
You
you.
right? Because I'm on Instagram. You did text it to me.
Okay, well then
I got it right now.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Because I was just looking at the wrong spot.
Can you get the sound
What I
up?
just-
Turn it loud? Can you
Oh,
do
yeah.
that?
You want me to put it in a group?
No, I got it right now.
Here's an urgent message for all those grappling with herpes virus.
Oh shit!
Damn.
On another note,
Hey, I didn't set it up yet. You know what? Give me 1 second. You know what? I know this.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah,
If you
this
had the
record.
sound.
No, it won't take long. I forgot to put this to my
we experiencing some technical difficulties.
Yeah, you come at me. I don't mind.
I'm not. No, pause. I was quoting Snoop off the wash. Pause.
Okay.
Oh, he was talking about me.
And I was just really talking to you.
Oh yeah, he already knew that was happening.
All right, so okay, I'm about to play this so it can be.
What you folks call that chicken? Why you chicken?
Why you shook?
All right.
Come on, man. Little blackout. All in the providence of Elam, nigga. What's the scripture say?
Killing that shit.
I'm a black nigga. Say it, man.
People trying to hear it. Let them hear it.
Oh, nigga.
Oh, bro.
You definitely standing on this shit. You still
I'm a black nigga.
Okay, that's good, brother.
Man, that
You
was
get the
that shit slamming, bro.
Get that Romans 8 and 16 first, and then we're gonna start that.
I don't know what he's
I
saying.
said,
I got the
I
Galatians. I got the Galatians.
sent him a video. I sent him a video of all the. Well, you know, it's trending now. The Chinese motherfuckers is turning their hair to afros right now.
right. Yeah.
They showing it all over TikTok. The different. That's they doing that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you something.
Well, there's some of them over there that actually got afros.
Yo,
All right, I've seen it in Thailand, in
nigga,
Japan.
pop look
All right,
tight.
they got. Matter of fact, when you watch that old movie, it's been 20 years since Umbach came out.
Yep,
Shit
they
is
had
crazy.
Yeah, that is. They're announcing with the
Man,
afro.
The dude had a fro, man. He had a short fro. All right.
Oi.
But
You want the Romans?
get the Romans 8:16 first. Let them get it. Yeah, you can hold that Galatians.
This Romans chapter 8, verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of YAHAWASHI.
Right. So anyone who had a spiritual eye, because there's gonna be scoffers, is gonna run their mouth and say otherwise. But if the Lord is dealing with you and you have the Spirit, you can clearly see that was an Israelite foreigner.
That's right.
Among the heathen that looks like the heathen.
Acting like a jig.
All right.
And the scripture.
You can't fake Jake. You heard me say that on many, people try to imitate Jake, but you can't fake Jake.
Yeah, just don't sit the same.
All right. You can't. When you know Jake, when you see it, if the Spirit is dealing with you. All right. If you would get that scripture.
Con, this is the book of Galatians, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, O foolish Galatians, who hath bewitched you, that ye should not obey the truth, before whose eyes YAHAWASHI HaMashiach hath been evidently set forth, crucified among you.
So you have to think, man. I asked this question yesterday. The first 4 books of the New Gospel of the New Testament. All right, is what? We all know what it is. Now, why would those men of the Lord, all have Greek names? All right, because Matthew, John, Luke, those aren't Hebrew names. So you have to ask yourself, these Hebrews, well, what happened to them where they all have Greek names now? You have to come into the understanding that something had to happen to where these men have Greek names, but yet know that they're Israelites and speak Hebrew. Okay? And what was that? The diaspora and the Greek and the whole Greek captivity, which Christianity omits from its teaching.
That's right.
They don't teach the Greek captivity. All right? They just leave it out like it didn't happen. Okay? Because why would YAHAWASHI happened to be crucified among Galatians? People, the actual people that are from there. It makes no sense. Yaki, if you could jump up to verse 13.
Yes, sir. Galatians chapter 3, jumping down to verse 13. It says, YAHAWASHI hath redeemed us from the curse of the law.
So when you go back to the very first scripture in that chapter, he's talking to the Galatians. And then he's saying redeemed us. The Lord didn't redeem the heathens.
And they weren't under the curse.
They went under the curse. That's the whole point. Finish it, yeah.
Yes, it says, being made a curse for us, for it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree.
Okay, now jump up to 19 and 20.
Can I squeeze that?
Absolutely.
This Deuteronomy 28.
Come off the top
64.
ropes.
And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So I'll let you know right there that part of the curses will be Israel being scattered abroad.
And serving false gods. And some of them knowing who they were, some of them not. You have the Hellenists and the Hellenista.
Yep. Some
Right.
even looking like the other nations.
And some looking like the other nations. Rapping, he's a black nigger.
Right.
I'm a black nigger.
That shit cold.
It is cold.
It's too rhythmic. It's too. We don't even know what the nigga saying. Well, I don't.
But who calls himself a black nigger though?
And
You don't have no heathen, so-called real heathen, really calling himself a black fucking nigger.
And he's doing it to let you know, like, I'm not
That's
one of
why-
y'all.
I'm a
Right.
black nigger.
I'm really a black nigga.
He's letting all them Elamites know where he is. That fuck y'all Hindu gods. He's a black nigger.
Right.
He's letting you know.
Black nigger.
All right.
And we have an example of this in the scriptures before the curse is fully set on us in the book of Nehemiah.
Mm-hmm.
They was dealing with the heathens. The children didn't know the Hebrew language.
That's right.
Half of them did, but they mainly spoke the foreign language. But
And
they
that
became
was-
fully Hellenized, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
And that, even though before that time,
Right.
that's the same process.
That's
They
right.
were Hellenized.
Right. When you say Hellenized, you can say Americanized. You
Americanized.
can say any of- that's the same
British,
thing.
Romanized.
Romanized,
Egyptianized,
Chineseized,
Egyptianized,
whatever you want to call it.
anything that's after another nation and another culture, which is also denoted in Revelations, the 7th chapter. Matter of fact, since I got it, Revelation 7 and 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all the nations. But that word "of," you would think that's because they're of other nations. That's the same word of "ek," which is out of. Okay, because when you click on the Greek "ek," it means out of. The out called, ecclesia, out called.
Yeah,
It means
like
out
the book of
of, not
Ecclesiastes.
of. Like this is from and of that nation. It's out of those nations. All right, and that's which means a lot, because that just means that's specifically that guy right there. He was plucked out of East India because he's not an East Indian. He's not. You can see through his spirit that he's an Israelite. So he said a number out of all the nations and kindred and people. And that word kindred goes into phule, which means, matter of fact, I'm just gonna get it real quick since I'm right here. That it's a cut. It's a,
And that's a Negro saying. All niggas say
Niggas
fool.
still say
It said phule, yeah.
They still say Fule.
Yeah, phule. Yeah, you're right.
In the 90s, especially.
That's right.
2000s, Fule.
And that's phule, which
Yeah,
is
and that is, hey, no, hey, the elder Southside Mike said something. Say
The Fulani tribe.
that's what
Fulani.
Jake.
Yep.
When them niggas got, they showed you that in Roots.
Yep.
When the Jakes got snatched up,
Yep.
he said, "Who from the Mandingo? Who
For
from
the
the Fulani?"
Fulani.
He's like, when he was trying to rebuke them niggas for not whooping the white man, and they tried, but you know the Lord wasn't with them. But that was one of the main tribes, the Fulanis.
and I'm gonna play it real quick.
Some nigga shit.
Strong's G 5443. Fulani.
Phule, which is a tribe, in the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarchs of Jacob.
Hey,
So the
it's
Lord
just
let you
like
know.
Issachar heavy on that fool shit too. Calling each other fool and cholos.
Yes.
So like it was a picture.
Yeah, they do.
These fucking niggas,
They
man.
do. They said it a lot.
They gonna take a picture.
Fool.
These three Issachar right, some swole niggas, like some cholo type niggas.
Right.
These niggas took a picture in front of the Whole Foods and blocked out the L part, and it just said some Whole Foods. I said, it's a nigga, this is Jake. All Jake with that Boulay shit, man. That's Jake.
So when you see
in the
Revelations talking upon
Jake,
it,
man.
that means the biblical usage was talking about this is not kindreds like anybody and any kind of kindred. No, these are the descendants of someone descending from the 12 tribes of Israel.
Which
All right?
got scattered abroad.
Right.
All right.
So-
And some of them, the 12 tribes of Israel that have scattered abroad, some have the appearance of looking like the nation where they were scattered abroad.
That's right.
To the heathen, to the Israelite foreigners among the heathen
That's it.
that look like the
The
heathen.
heathen.
I
That's
say it
right.
every lesson, man. I don't
That's it.
say it because it's just some cool shit to say.
Catchy.
Right.
That's
All right. So it says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations, which means out of all nations and kindreds, of the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel, and people and tongues stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with the white robes and palms in their hands. Which
right.
is one of the reasons why he asked, "What is this?" Because back in the ancient world, Israel was. We knew what Israel looked like.
Yeah.
All right. We knew it was like. So he looked like.
As a matter of fact, the Bible gives very clear descriptions on the tribe of Judah and the Israelites and the angels
That's right.
and the Most High and the Lord.
That's right.
All right.
Even the fact that he prophesied that the northern kingdom was going to wax pale, meaning they're going to lose their color over time.
Cake on
Right.
time.
Right?
He
Cake on
said that'd be a
time.
cake on time.
Cake unturned, brother.
You want to?
Yeah.
But confusion. Yeah, I want you to finish that. He had a scripture and then he had a precept, but I want you to. We want to run through this so we can get. To
Yeah,
the
but,
next
but like you say though, that was confusion that was there. Like you said, because Ezra was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, it was. They waxed pale. They were confused.
Right.
It was a bunch of confusion. But bring out your precept so he
Well,
can
look, he
finish.
just, for him to finish that?
No, I want you.
Okay.
You had a precept.
Yeah,
Bring it
yeah.
out
For,
so
for
we can-
Maccabees, I'll read this right quick. First Maccabees. It says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole
Where were
kingdom.
you at?
First Maccabees 1 and 41.
Okay.
This is First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 41.
Well, since you that, but brother, because I had it hit verse 10,
10, 11.
yeah, 10, 11, and jump to 13. 10 to 13, real quick.
Perfect. It says, and there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed
Call it
Epiphanes.
and read it, brother.
Khan, Salakia. This is First Maccabees chapter 1, starting at verse 10.
Right.
And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been a hostage at Rome, and he had reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. In those days went out there wicked men who persuaded many.
No, read that verse over.
Khan, it says, in those days went out there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device...
Hey, real quick, and that's your modern day T.D. Jakes and so forth and so on. That's what they did. But I just want to,
Yeah,
Farrakhan too.
Teaching Jake to go get swallowed.
Yeah,
Swallowed.
Wake up out of your sleep.
You know? Right.
Oh, God.
Because you got to remember, if you go back before the flood,
Crazy ass
you got to remember that the Lord said, the Lord killed outside of 8 Jakes, he killed all the rest of them, which is millions and billions of
They
Jakes.
got swallowed.
They got swallowed up by that flood. All right, because the majority of Jake is wicked, and if you don't understand
Majority of
that,
them are wicked now.
exactly.
Yep, 2/3.
Go ahead, brother.
So this device pleased them well, back in verse 12, now verse 13.
That's right.
Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. So I'm going to jump down to verse 41. It says,
Hit 15.
okay, come on.
Come on, man. Take your time.
It says, First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 15. It says, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen.
So they was gonna call themselves Israelites. They were Greeks.
That's right, brother.
They were Lacedaemonians. All right. They was no longer calling themselves Israelites. They didn't care.
Like Dean, Big Brother Almighty.
I am a Greek.
He told that nigga, I am a Greek. You can watch Tusi Yo black ass back to Mother Africa.
Lock in the
You know, he told him he was a Greek.
in the Aramaic.
He was Gamma, whatever the fuck Gamma.
Gamma
In
5
the Aramaic, English Bible, they call Timmy Father Aramean, which means it's just another word for Jake and stuff. They call Abraham a Syrian. They're just telling you that there wasn't actually a fucking Greek, man. It was actually a Jake.
Yeah, they were different people.
That's right.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead and get your precept. Oh no, you still got more. Salaki.
It says, and were sold to do mischief. Jump down to verse 41. It says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that they should all be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. And so all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
False God.
Yeah, they wasn't being Israelites no more. They were full-on Greeks, man. Just like you ask a nigga today, you got a lot of niggas there tell you flat out, no, I'm American. They just say I'm American. I don't care about that other shit.
Yeah.
I don't
They
care
won't
where
even
I'm
say
from.
they
I'm
black.
American.
That's right.
They
Nigga
won't
from
even
yesterday.
say- right. They won't even acknowledge the false black shit.
That's right.
Or,
Yeah.
or the false Mexican shit.
They-
Tito Ortiz
yeah.
was like he was an American.
Yeah, I remember
Right?
that. Yep.
Hey, that sounds
You know?
like one of my guys at my job. He had all these people that work at the Mexican restaurant. Almost everybody speaks Spanish. You got that one older Jake, and he's older. He's in his early 60s, or I think it's early 60s, and he don't speak a lick of Spanish. And he listened to the Rush Limbaugh type of radio type of show.
Oh shit, he might be an Edomite.
Right, to the
His
point
spirit
where
ain't right.
right to the point where even everybody like,
Uncle
damn, why
Ruckus.
he always listening to this type of shit. But his spirit, he's one of those so-called coon.
Hey, pause real quick.
Coon is correct.
What did
Well, he
I pull
actually
you
might
and
be
Nagi to the side on the line and say yesterday?
Oh, basically,
What did I bring it out?
no, yeah,
Pause.
he said basically, what happened in the 80s with Jake in Issachar is what Issachar is now doing to the Venezuelans. So they're like, no, fuck, you guys are gonna get
They
treated.
getting their chance to
Oh,
be
yeah,
a
that's
white
a lot of
man
Mexicans,
now.
man.
I told. That's
I'm
what we
one-
was talking about. We was having that side deal because Yanagi was bringing out like how the Mexicans be shitting on them. I said, them Guatemalans and shit. I said they get their first chance to be the white man. They really cooned out Like they feel like niggas felt against Mexicans back in the 80s and
Like,
90s and shit.
My parents got here the right way.
Exactly.
We got our paper,
bro.
but
That's that shit.
Yeah,
Black niggas used to be on.
And
Like-
it's like, dumbass niggas, this was y'all land.
That's how you know
Shut
they
your
take.
stupid ass up, dumbass.
Exactly.
Your parents came back to where they was from, dummy.
Right.
All right, we'll finish that, brother.
That's right.
We can't
Like
make the
the
right
one-
way.
That's the
41.
spirit, man.
Yeah, he did
Then-
jump into 41.
Okay, Salaki. Go ahead and read your scripture, brother, so we can get back to Yah. Finish this out, this Galatians, so we can jump on the next topic.
Con, this is Tobit 13, and I'm gonna start at 3.
Started at 1, right?
Con.
Read on.
This come Tobit 13 and 1. Then Tobit wrote a prayer of rejoicing and said, "Blessed be the Most High Power God that liveth forever, and blessed be His kingdom, for He doeth scourge and have mercy. He led them down to hell, and bringeth up again. Neither is there any that can avoid His hand." But you can't get out of the Lord's hand. Whatever the Lord said He gonna do it.
That's right.
Verse 3. Confess Him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for He has scattered us amongst them. Which He scattered us amongst
but
these
if you-
people.
But if you see that scripture, when the Lord said He scattered us amongst them, you have to use the Spirit of the Lord to understand. If we're scattered amongst another nation, what's going to happen? When young men go on and deal with these other females of those nations,
Yep.
that child is going to a child is going to be produced. And sometimes, anytime, I don't give a fuck who you are, if you're Chinese going with the Edomite, Chinese going with the so-called white man, or Chinese with any other nation, or Israel with nation, you have 3 options. If I dealt with the so-called white woman, the child's going to either come out looking straight up niggerish,
Sweet and white.
come out straight looking whitish, or it's coming somewhat in the middle.
That's right.
Because that's the only options you're going to get.
And then
And with those options, I don't care what the mixing is, you're not going to always get a pure so-called looking blood
Matter of fact,
from
you
that.
can turn around and get one child that comes out darker than you, like
That's
one
right.
of your darker relatives, and then you can get one that looks completely like an Edomite.
Yep,
Look
that's
completely
right.
like an Edomite, and yet they're brothers and sisters, and they look completely different.
Yep.
And there's hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of
Examples.
examples of that all over the internet.
Yep.
Where you
All in
got
my
sisters
family.
that are
My
twins.
My whole
Listen, but shit, my family, me and my mother. All right, my mother looked like a straight up white woman. Well, my mother wasn't no fucking white woman.
That's right.
All right,
They all,
and I got them cursed ass, blushed ass cheeks that she had. All right,
even look at Mariah Carey. A lot of people they've been wondering for
her mother was
3
an Edomite.
decades. Well, what is she? Is she white? Is she? Well, clearly she's black, you know, a nigga. But they always wondered, what is she? Just like Vin Diesel.
Alicia Keys.
Or even The Rock.
Right.
Yep.
And it's like my father. My father has a son
Andrew
that's
Tate.
my father has a son that's dark brown. I'm honeycomb brown. And then we have and then we have Yaka, and he's and as pops call him, light bright. Okay, so you can get that out. You can get that out of Israelite. Just as in Nigeria, you have a couple over there having twins with a son that looks like an Edomite, and then a son that looks like this Jake, and that's from 2 dark-skinned
You
parents.
got
Con.
that among Ephraim, and you got that among Asher too.
Con.
You have Asherite families
That's right.
that are dark, and all of a sudden they got a blonde baby right within this family of brown skinned people.
That's right.
And they had that one sibling that's just blind with blue eyes. Like, how the fuck did this happen?
And you have the opposite of the whole thing as well, what the Bible called tares, where
Bring it out.
they look like a
Dark
soul-
as hell.
Yep.
That
they
one
look
nigga
like
with
there's
the
a-
with the pencil with the coloring thing that used to come past us the whole time.
Him?
Yeah.
Tracy
Yeah,
Ellis Ross.
Yep.
Tracy.
It was
Tia and
crazy.
Tamara, the twins.
Tamara, Tia,
Hillary.
Tamara.
Hillary. Yeah. Her bitch ass. Off the first night.
And brothers who remember that those 3 sisters that came up when we were teaching on Van Buren.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep,
And the one
absolutely.
chick, the darkest one. As a matter of fact, she's darker than every dark brother in
She
here.
stepped back.
She was
mad.
dark.
She
She
was
stepped
hurt.
back and crossed her arms, and
Got
the
the
other
beard
2
there.
was all into it. They were asking questions, and she didn't. And the whole time I'm sitting in the back peeping
The
her.
Elder Malcolm
And,
said,
and I'm looking at her, and I'm saying, "This chick
Who's that
Edomite."
dad?
He
And
called it out.
I told, because she was dealing. They were dealing with Mike Allen, and I went and whispered in his ear. I said, "Man, ask her who, not them."
Oh, I
Ask
remember
her
that.
who."
I remember that day.
He said it.
It was
He-
3 of them.
And he stopped
One
and
and
he
a one.
said, "What's your father?" And she said, "My father is an Israeli."
Yep. I remember that day. It was three nigga bitches.
And she was
Damn.
darker than every dark-skinned brother in this room.
Yeah, she was. I remember that
But
shit.
her father was a
Damn.
damn pale
That bitch was bad.
Amalekite fake Jew.
She was,
All
man.
right.
So yeah,
Black as hell,
So
too.
and these black-only Israelite niggas, they don't want to acknowledge that.
That's when we was on Van Black.
that you got to think about it, man. There were millions of babies that were born just like her that are walking among you today.
Hey, I know one.
Right? That are walking among you today. You will, our women, the Southern Kingdom
Man,
and the
like
Northern
wet
Kingdom,
dog.
they were coming off them slave ships pregnant, and they weren't pregnant when they got on, man.
Even
All right.
Even on the plantation, if the master popped the slave woman, that child a lot of times was in the field.
Went to the field.
So this is the father's child, and was put in the field with the regular slaves.
Or often what they would do too, just to keep peace in their house, all right, they would just sell them. Because the wife would know.
Right.
Because you would have all these little brown-skinned babies that look just like Massa. But he got brown skin. All right, curly hair. Or he might even have dark skin and nappy hair, but still have the same face features, like that picture of John Amos and his son. Right, which is the reverse.
Yes, yeah.
Because his mother is a white woman.
And he looks
Right?
just like
and he
his
looked like
mama.
a shut-up white guy, but with John Amos's face.
Yep.
Straight up.
That shit was crazy.
Big cheekbones and everything.
Look just like so. That's what we're talking about. The Israelite foreigners among the heathen that looks like the heathen that you people don't want to acknowledge.
right. And if I may finish my point, also you're gonna have the opposite, like we was just talking about. But as the scriptures talk about, when the Lord comes and the angels, which are the reapers, right? They're gonna 100% be able to differentiate who stems from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and who don't. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're talking about. Those of the Israelites and who's definitely going to be of the elect, they all stem from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. No matter what they look like, no matter what appearance they have. And you're going to even have some who look like so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but they're actually tares and they do not stem from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Now you see how dark I am? That's you don't fight. That's my oldest uncle. That's my blood uncle, Benny Williams. He died like 4 years ago, but I'm gonna show you a picture of his father, which is my uncle Benny. Well, this is his uncle Bert. This is his brother. And all of them looked alike. That's my grandma's youngest brother and my grandma's oldest brother. Straight niggas, but
You can see that Irish features in them too.
oh yeah, they all Irish.
They straight Irish.
You
man.
get the chop though.
But you know, it's something interesting. What Yak said, and I'm gonna say this real quick. You bring out that scripture so Yak can finish. But I watched a video where they were showing you the moment of conception, the famous moment of conception, when and there's a light that glows, and I don't know if you sent it to me. And I was like, wow. So I imagined. So immediately the Spirit told me that the Israelites' light is gonna be different from everybody else.
That's their father. That's my grandmother.
Okay.
Black
Yeah.
as hell. But he actually a Cherokee Indian. Salaki Elder Malcolm.
So you know. So you actually know.
He laid with the white woman.
Yeah, well,
They
there it
were all
is.
my uncles. Looked like they were so white. They was with one of the whitest gangs in Chicago. They started back in the day, the Sim City Warriors.
Damn.
They started that shit. They looked just like them hillbillies, and they were straight niggas.
There it is.
And to, another point to what the elder Bishop Yaki said, the angels got to do the reaping ultimately. All right, because you got the example like Bob Marley, who his father appears white,
Scottish,
right? Appears white, but
Sean
clearly
Paul.
it's Jake.
Right. That's right.
So you got a picture like
With
Murph
Portuguese.
showing his uncles. If his uncle get with a black woman, that child gonna look dark. But you got a group like IUPK there to say, he a white man because his father's white. And I when we first got
because they're not spiritual.
they were saying,
And they don't know the scriptures.
Bob Marley a tip. Bob
They keep
Marley a
saying they put
tip.
it on. They said it yesterday, last week.
You gotta understand,
I just
it
kept
changes.
I ain't fucking.
You get
He was too smooth.
All you have to do is listen to his music, watch him, the way he danced, the way he sang, the way he performed, the way he talked.
His
And they
sons.
don't, his spirit, his sons.
Yeah.
So that's how you know that they don't look at the spirit of the man.
Absolutely.
They and when he says don't. And the Bible tells you this that people, they just don't know.
And that's the Romans 8:16 that Brother Kanasala read.
Come.
All right, but it's about the spirit.
That's it.
Those curses. Look at
Hey, the water YAHAWASHI mouth shine. That we not, caught up in bullshit like that.
So like, I got a precept too.
And me too.
Because going back to what he said, also, it's not we speculate and we look and we say who maybe
Right.
who is that
Right.
because we looking at it through a spiritual eye. We compare spiritual with spiritual, but ultimately, we know for 100% certainty, no matter how you look, if you receive this truth, you are an Israelite. And I mean receive it. I mean you can do it. You believe it and do it.
Yeah.
This is First
You're
John.
comfortable calling the name of YAHAWASHI mouth shine. You believe it.
And you do it. Yeah.
That's an Israelite.
That's it.
This 1 John 4:6. We are of the Most High. He that knoweth the Most High heareth us. He that is not of the Most High heareth not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. So whether you're dark as fuck or you look like Bill Clinton, if you hear this truth the way we teach it, starting with the apostles, great millstones, we got the truth. You can hear this, you believe it, you follow it, you do it. You are an Israelite.
100%.
Hey, it was.
This is 1 Samuel 16:7 and 2 Corinthians 10:7. I'm hitting both. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on his height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth.
That's right.
For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. 2 Corinthians 10:7. Do you look on things after the outward appearance? If any man trusts to himself that he is of Hamashiach, let him of himself think this again, that as he is Mashiach, even so are we Hamashiach. See, the Lord says, man looketh on the outward appearance. So they're looking for the what's common. So you see somebody with some so-called chinky eyes, so-called pinkish to whitish flesh. And you say, oh, he's a Chinese, he's a Moabite. Then we'll say, no, Bruce Lee was a nigger. Because we go into the spirit. Bruce Lee started going to, he said, matter of fact, if you go to a list of Bruce Lee's quotes and just go into his quotes and his philosophies, they match up with the scriptures.
Yeah.
The scripture says, when something matches up with the scriptures from the rooter to the tutor, that's an Israelite.
Our spirit bear
Right?
witness.
Because our spirit bear
Not only
witness with their
that,
spirit.
his
they're
whole
Israelites.
demeanor and mannerisms
He was drinking
was something that was not, because look,
Shit.
I've been around the heathen for a long time. All right, I've been among them. I've worked with them. I've dealt with them. I even went to their faraway lands.
That's right.
And I'm gonna tell you, the spirit that Bruce Lee had is not a normal spirit on the spirit of those people.
Right.
And so knowing and understanding what I know now, all right, there was a lot of people in my past that it clicks with me. A lot of them Irish dudes that was in the room with me. I'm like, fuck, them niggas was Jake. It all makes sense. This Italian dude named Rigo.
You know he was Jay.
Good
Rigo. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, damn.
I got a
Rigo was a
cousin named
goddamn Jake. It all makes sense now.
Yeah.
See, when you start thinking back on shit. Even some of the women I fuck with. Right? First damn so-called Edomite woman that I ever had was a damn fake Jew. She was a nigga woman. I'm like, damn, all this shit makes sense, man. So once you come into this truth and this knowledge, man, you have the spirit is dealing with you.
Right.
And if you can't see that, if you can't look, if you can't deal with a heathen and understand that this person, you looking at what you perceive to be an Indian man, all right, and then his mannerism and his speech and his whole essence is not like the rest of the people around him, but just like yours, and you can't identify that, the Lord's not dealing with you.
Because the Lord said you have to have vision to see those things. Because even in Revelations, where it said, "Who are them?" It says they came out through great tribulation.
Right.
So those weren't going to be people from other nations that didn't get persecution.
And I've heard scoffers say, and we're gonna let you bring that scripture out. Right. You burning up over there. I've heard scoffers say, "Oh, just so somebody can dance, the Israelite." Yeah.
Yeah.
Because other nations can't dance.
They got that kind of rhythm.
They don't have
That's
the
right.
rhythm
Oh
that
my
they,
God, facts. I'm tired
they
of
don't
seeing-
have the rhythm that Jacob has.
Them motherfucking
They don't
Ethiopians is
fucking
trending
have
right
it,
now
man.
on social media doing a little shoulder shake.
yeah.
I hate that shit. Man.
Yeah, I hate
It's
that
more
shit.
no dance move.
And it's
bro.
garbage. Right?
That's half the season.
You know, you because it's like, oh,
Shaking
just so
that
she can
booty.
dance, you know she Jacob.
What make it trendy But is that the they're playing with scripture Jake said- music though.
The scripture says that we are
That's
the
what make it
salt of
trendy.
the earth, man.
That's
The
right.
Salt, it equals what? Flavor.
Flavor.
There, I asked this and I've said this for decades. Where is the Chinese Beyonce?
No.
Where's your Arab Michael Jackson?
Konnichiwa.
Where's
Yeah.
your motherfucking Japanese Tupac? You don't have. You don't. I have not yet to see anyone produce out of these other nations and out of these other countries anything that. Matter of fact, you don't. Matter of fact, you don't.
Matter of fact, if the whole NBA should be getting snatched out of Africa and not from America.
Right.
Right.
So, but it's because why? Because because the majority of the people in Africa are actually Hamites.
That's right.
All right, you got a bunch of Israelites still over there,
Yeah.
but they're not. They're finding the best ball players in the world here because you have so many Israelites came here to America. All right, but get your scripture. Bro.
And I wanted to make a quick point about I think about 8 years ago it was we was in Bar Rocktown, me and Arala, and this
I don't remember.
this Chinese dude came up. This Chinese dude came up and was saying, "I believe in YAHAWASHI," and he said the ISUBK people shoot him off,
Oh, yeah.
and then he stood with us. He said, "I know I believe. I be reading my scriptures. I believe in YAHAWASHI." And he was just going in. We said, well, you bear witness with this. Hey, you got to be one of us then, you know. And that was some years ago. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish this out. This is Tobit 13. I'm gonna start at 3 again. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he has scattered us amongst them. They declare his greatness and exhort him before all the living. For he is our Lord Yahweh, and he is the most high power God of our Father forever, and he will scourge us for our iniquities, and will have mercy again, and will gather us out of all nations amongst whom he has scattered us. And Yahweh Shai is going to eventually gather us up. So, hey, man, it's spiritual. Even with that guy coming up them years ago, that was this showing you that, hey, it don't matter how the hell you look, man. If your spirit is bearing witness with this through your father's bloodline, you are Israelite. Period.
You know what you just said too. That man came from a bloodline.
That's right.
So he got relatives that are just like him.
Yeah.
There are other men in his family. All right. So it tells you in Isaiah 16:4.
Got it. It's Isaiah 16:4. Let my outcast dwell with thee, Moab. Be thou a covert to them from the face of the spoiler, for the extortioner is at an end.
So wait a minute. How can Moab, which is the so-called Chinese, be a covert? The word covert means a covering, a hiding place, so forth. That means when you go look, and I got the pictures. I have to go into my archives. But I have pictures of dark-skinned looking so-called Chinese, and there's a ton of them. There's a ton of them. So the Lord said there's a whole bunch of Chinese that are not Chinese, they're Israelites.
The Lord is cold.
And
Man,
a lot of
that's
Jakes
Right?
over there
So,
think the chief
so
is.
what he did was he preserved the seed line of Judah by hiding them among the Chinese. And you dumbass niggas, you
Hey, kill
ISUPK niggas,
motherfucker.
you dumbass ISUPK niggas, the Lord ain't with y'all. You dumbass IUIC niggas, the Lord ain't with y'all either. Right? Because the majority of y'all can't see, y'all don't teach that, and y'all can't embrace that because the Lord is not with you. Even though he wrote it in his word and told you. He told you plain. Read it again, brother.
It's Isaiah 16:4. It says, let my outcast dwell with thee, Moab. It's Isaiah 16:4. Let my outcast dwell with thee, Moab. Be thou a covert to them from the face of the spoiler, for the extortioner is at an end, the spoiler ceaseth, the oppressors are consumed out of the land.
So, hey, the Lord clearly told you that he hid Israelites. all right, and specifically the tribe of Judah among what you refer to today as Chinese people.
So you got pop lock and
Alright.
footwork and
Exactly.
Chinese
So among
motherfuckers.
and you know, and the Koreans are split between Ammon and Moab.
And
So
right.
there it is, man. But Yak, if you would go back to that Galatians,
Yes, sir.
verse 19 and 20, Baba Kashah, and
Con.
then jump to 28.
Yes, sir.
And 28, 29. So 19, 20, and then jump to 28, 29. Then we're gonna go on to the good stuff that's happening here in America
Con.
and
Oh yeah.
over in Western Asia.
Oh yeah.
All right. This is Galatians chapter 3, verse 19. It says, "Wherefore then serveth the law? It was added because of transgressions, till the seed shall come to whom the promise was made."
So how could the Gentiles, the natural Gentiles, the other nations, transgress? They weren't under the law.
Right.
The only way you can sin is, which also proves that the law was never done away with. All right. The only way you can commit a sin is by transgressing the law, and that it tells you that in the New Testament many times. Continue.
Can you read that verse over?
Yep. It says Galatians 3 and 19. "Wherefore then serveth the law? It was added because of transgressions, till the seed should come to whom the promise was made."
So it's still about that bloodline to the seed. All right, the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man.
And for
And
the
I-
rec- so like a seed means sperma, which means sperm, which means bloodline.
That's why they said the Lord said it said He took on him the seed of Abraham, so which proves to you that the Lord Himself come from a physical bloodline.
Sperm
of men,
And that,
you know, the seed of Abraham.
And YAHAWASHI said what? He shall proclaim his name in the midst of his brethren.
That's right.
It says his brethren, so you got to be that seed. We're back like Romans 9 say. Well, my brethren who are Israelites.
That's right.
According to the flesh.
You can't
According
make
to
this
what?
up.
In the words of Priest Van Lawyer, it means through sex, nigga.
That's right. Hey, but you have to make it plain like that because they want to go and go come up some other way.
Some spiritual sex,
Hold on,
the
bro.
mighty priest.
I did a video in a couple days about the Civil War will be bloody and chaotic, and I used the Patriot Nurse. And I think from her mannerism, I've been watching this woman for like 7-8 years now, and I've seen videos of her outside of her doing her thing, and I've seen her mannerisms, the way she moved. I've even seen her dance. I'm like, God damn, this broad is, and the way she has faith,
Right.
not according to knowledge and wisdom. She believes that Christianity bullshit. I'm like, this woman is a nigga woman, and she got a little. She
That
talk.
nice pill.
She
She's lively.
yeah. She's too lively.
And
So-
the scriptures
so-
will call all women lively.
So someone writes in here.
Big sex.
She is not scattered. She confessed herself. She is a Jewish. She's Amalek. So I write. So I just wrote back. Our people are scattered among all people, Amalek included. Genius.
Right.
We especially
And if you ask any person who was a man of the Lord,
don't fear him.
you got a person in antiquity, they said no. You don't know who the fuck you are, so she wouldn't know. All right, she's just coming and she's just being who
Let
she
me
is.
let me
man.
let me finish this, brother. Just to read this is then it says, I hear that, but she ain't one of us. It don't take a genius to see that. This person is coming from no script. It don't take a genius to see that. He said, I hear you're not hearing shit.
Right.
And I said, and Esau would turn against Esau. Don't mean that Jake's no disrespect intended. Who? That's not even a message. The fuck you mean, dumbass nigga?
Fuck you
Right?
mean.
Then of course GMS Gabar Dama jumped on there and got in his ass. Said John 7:24, judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. And then I just simply wrote back, why are you focusing on her? Why are you focusing on her and not the message of the scriptures? And then I just said every idle word. So every idle word that you people speak against the gospel of the Lord, man.
Yeah,
Right?
well,
Against the men of the Lord.
Goes against you.
y'all get on that comment board or y'all talk shit to the prophets, think you just stating your opinion. But according to Ecclesiastes 5, you committed evil, man. Brother Yashvala brought that out the line yesterday, man. That shit was evil.
Yeah, you scoffing. You become a
Go
scoffer.
ahead, y'all. 28,
Yep.
29, Baba Kashab, which is going to confirm what St. Benji said
Come
after
on.
you read the last one.
So Galatians 3:19 again, it says, "Wherefore then serveth the law? It was added because of transgressions, till the seed should come, to whom the promise was made, and it was ordained by angels in the hand of a mediator."
So that didn't include the other nations.
Right. Now, verse 20. Now, a mediator is not a mediator of one, but the Most High is one. And you say jump down to verse
28, 29.
28. So Galatians 3:28. It says, "There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, there is neither male nor female, for ye all are one in YAHAWASHI."
Now, if you've been following along, it was making you understand that these were the Greeks who were under the covenant of the Lord, not the actual. That's why we brought all these precepts out that is all before here, proving that Galatians was a letter, all right, that was written to the Israelite foreigners and to the Hellenists and the Hellenista, all right.
This because the elder bro Benji had broke something down in the yacht, and then the way the nigga be saying it, how he be reading it, transgress. This just to really precept that and solidify the fact that it has to be an Israelite. Now this is in the time of the prophet Daniel, but he's saying this has happened because of what Moses prophesied that would happen, and he was in the Babylonian captivity, and now we in the new Babylonian captivity. And they were in captivity amongst the Greeks, but this is why, because they were Israelites. This is Daniel 9 and verse 10. It says, "Neither have we obeyed the voice of Yahweh our power to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the prophets. Yea," which proves to you got to be an Israelite to be a prophet. All right. It says, "Yea, all Israel, yea, all Israel, the ones that look like us and the ones that don't, but this is how we got there. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, because we have sinned against him, and he have confirmed his words." So yes, Vocab Malone, they gonna go to Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. They gonna go to Jeremiah the 17th chapter.
Yeah, right.
Daniel did it. He did it right here.
Right.
He said, "We sinned against the Lord. The Lord confirmed his words." He told you he wasn't fucking around, and you fuck around and found out.
That's right.
It said, "He have confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as it have been done upon Jerusalem." So yes, Moab being covered, that happened to us because of us breaking the law, us going into captivity to the Greeks, to the Romans. All right, everywhere we've been, it happened to only us.
And
Yes.
that's a great point, because just a side note, proving with the Israelites, it said it hasn't happened to nobody else. Well, what captivity has ever been as bad as this captivity?
What captivity did the fake Jews go in? Did the people in the land of Israel right now?
Yeah.
What captivity did they go into where they didn't know who they were, and then they went after other gods and were named after their captors and all that
For centuries.
for centuries? They can't tell you that, because according to them, they've always known who they were.
Right.
So
Exactly.
and then they're speaking
A Yiddish language.
Yiddish language using the Assyrian
Hebrew characters.
characters.
What are the Israelis that scattered abroad in Africa?
That's right.
What Israelis scattered abroad in India singing, "I'm hook nose"?
Right.
I'm hook nose. What's that?
Right.
Because they not a proverb and a byword.
I'm a name stealer.
Right.
I'm a name stealer.
I'm a colonizer.
The Chinese, the Moabites actually have a saying about the Khazarians, and someone can Google it and try to find it. But there's a saying that the Chinese had from the Khazarians, that beware of the name stealers, and they were talking about the Khazarians who wore Amalek, because what Amalek would do, one of the things that Amalek would do, they would hijack people on the road who were traveling, all right. And they would keep you captive and learn everything that they could do, and then they would continue your mission, go to China, and make a deal and steal all the material and the wealth, all right, and claim that they're you.
Hey,
So they've been doing this for a long time.
This is MO.
You know, that's his, and then he still does it to this day.
Wow.
Right? When he gets control, and then he rewrites history, he renames everything. He removes landmarks and names the countries after himself. And
Identity
changes shit, and then he gives you a new name.
And if I may say,
Absolutely.
all of this stems from our disobedience, all right, the Israelites' disobedience, right? And part of the consequences of our disobedience is that, you know, just like that Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 21, it says, I have planted thee a noble vine, a holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate of a strange vine
A
unto me?
nigga.
Right? We're turned into a degenerate, right? That's basically a heathen. So right here in Baruch chapter 3, verse 12, it says, thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom. You see, it says, for if thou hadst walked in the way of the Most High God that he gave to us, it says thou should have dwelled in peace forever, right? But what wind up happening? We wind up getting plucked off our land and scattered amongst all nations in subjection to them, right? So Baruch 3 and 8, it says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for reproach and curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God. It says, hear, O Israel, the commandments of life, give ear to understand wisdom. How happened it, Israel, that thou art in thy enemies' land, that thou art waxen old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead, that thou art counted with them that go down to the grave. You see, now we're counted with these heathen nations, and here it is, a lot of our people even look like them physically.
And go down to the grave. How many of our men, all right, have died in wars fighting alongside Esau?
That's it.
Fighting, going to fight these foreign battles, killing people that ain't really done nothing to you, all right? And Esau telling you the enemy, and all. What the truth matter is Esau just wants their resources, all right? So he's killing them to take their resources. Then he don't even share the spoils with you. You come home full of disease, Agent Orange, and all kind of weird shit, and you can't even get medical help, can't even get your benefits.
Right. Yeah.
All right, and it could be because a lot of the people that are out there homeless are veterans, man. It's a lot of veterans living in their cars and living on the streets. Why these invading armies are coming in, getting gun rights and voting rights and getting made into police officers and put in the military and all kind of shit, man.
Yeah,
all right. You see the spirit is starting to pick up and change. But go ahead.
I found what you were speaking on. It's like called Unveiling the Khazarian Mafia, Namesters and Global Influence. And it also has a video attached. But jump to the point there, there's a lot in this actually. This is a good
Send that to me.
Kinda got you. Basically it said the Khazarian group in China deceives travelers, thieves and drugs them before stealing their name and story.
And you know what? That's perfect because it's perfect because look, bring it up, brother. Go put that in the camera, just to show. Put it on that camera so it show on the big screen.
So we're all in.
All right. Turn it sideways and no, give it to you right. Let him do it. Oh. I just want you to see that map just to prove a point. All right, since he's got it. Now, can y'all see that?
A little bit.
All right. What you looking at is a map of Asia. Raise it up, brother. It's too low. As you can see, there is no separation between Europe.
The landmass.
The landmass is one landmass.
Right.
All of Asia, all of Western Asia that they fraudulently call the Middle East, and all of Europe is one landmass. All right. Let's do it again. We did it yesterday because somebody Google or check the Bible and say that's okay. That was the point. And check in the Bible and in the King James Bible or any Bible that matter and see if you can find the word Europe because it talks about and throughout Asia and and things of that nature. All right. They were going because we know that the Bible was dealing with the fervent crest, which was Mesopotamia, that whole area, I think what did they call it? Angola, what? Anyway, that the Fertin Crest was basically Western Asia, what they call the Middle East today. All right, and then you had India, all right, which is in Asia, all right, and then of course you had northern Africa. Those were the things that took place, and all throughout the Mediterranean Sea, which is all the Mediterranean Sea is sitting in Asia. All right, the Red Sea is sitting in Asia.
Elder Malcolm,
All
they
right.
showed you that on Salaki.
Go ahead.
No, they showed you that on Vikings. You know, they didn't have no big ass planes or nothing, but like they was on the cart when Ivor had fled to Russia.
Yeah.
He got right there. He went through like the whole Asia. They showed. I think he was
He
on the
rode.
Silk Road.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Right. He got on a horse with a buggy.
And they went straight to the
And he
end of
went
Russia.
straight. So he went from Britain and where all the shit was going down.
Yeah.
And went all the way to Russia.
Yep. He went to.
He didn't get on the ship
Scandinavia,
because it's one
Norway.
landmass.
Yep.
Right.
So Europe is a new thing.
Yep.
That came about during the time of the Renaissance. Esau is a fucking liar, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're not gonna find old literature and stories and it's talking about Europe.
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
ancient.
find that's not until the Renaissance.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, the rebirth of Rome.
All right,
right
they
here.
started writing that bullshit, man, because Esau's trying to write himself into history and whitewash history and give himself a name fraudulently. Now, if I was on TikTok, I probably would be get mad and get me off right now.
And restriking you, but yeah. But like I said, man, you know, I remember 5th, 6th grade when they was pushing that Eurasia shit.
1705. We all in your shit.
But yeah, you know, like you said, how you gonna get a Europe and an Asia, and then try to call it Eurasia and all this other shit? But when you look at the map itself, it never said that. It said Asia, like the brother said. It said Asia. You had Africa, and then you know the North Arctic, the South Arctic, and whatnot, and then the rest of the thing that fell in place.
Come on.
Bullshit.
They do it. They even do it to the animals, like 'cause them big ass boars that be in Russia. That's what they call them. They call them the Eurasian warhogs.
Ain't that a bitch?
Esau takes care of like
So there you
Esau
go.
ain't shit, man.
We just showed you that
Yeah,
the
that's
subject
some-
matter was just letting the people know that this on that live. The subject matter was the scattered Israelites that are scattered among all the nations, and some of them come looking like those nations they got scattered to. And the last thing that we touched on was the Khazarian Mafia, the name stealers, and that there's no such thing as Europe and Middle East. Those are made up terms.
That's right.
Right? The Asia is all one landmass, and Europe and the Middle East, so called, all right, are part of it. Okay?
Made up.
What you got, brother?
No, I was just saying how you know it's bullshit, right? When you go up to the 7 continents, each continent is a separate landmass. When you look
that's
up,
what the word continent means.
Exactly.
right. So when you look up Europe and Asia, it's right next. You got North America, which is its own thing. South America, Africa, which is its own, separated by water. Even Australia. Then you got Asia. And then they got Europe right next to it.
But it's
really,
no separation.
There's no separation.
There's no separation.
There's no water dividing.
It is one landmass.
It's one
So
landmass.
that's just
Huh?
and it's right there in your face. It's
God.
one landmass.
Yeah,
All right.
So-
There is no Middle East.
Constant.
There is no Europe. That's all Asia. And just like he said in that Vikings movie, he went from Britain all the way to Russia on a cart. All right, because it's one landmass. All right, that would be like, and then they got those mountains. I forget what they're called. That's right there at the edge of Russia, and then at the bottom of it is the Caucasus Mountain. Those mountains, but that would be like taking the Rocky Mountains. If you ever driven through them, I have, and saying that everything on the east side of the Rocky Mountains is a different country, and then everything on the west side of that's not America. Everything west of the Rockies. No, just because you got a mountains dividing what people are for that moment of time, there's still one landmass.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So these people are, and speaking of that area, it's hot now because now you got the Houthis are Man, the Houthis are doing something that's never been done before. You got a force that doesn't even have a navy that's stifling the whole American military navy.
I was just telling you.
It's stifling. They basically shutting down everything, man, and it's causing economic problems. It's going to actually make prices go way up, and it's going to continue to escalate. As a matter of fact, on the way here, right before Asha picked me up, I was reading a report that Biden is mad and want to strike back at Jordan now, or whoever, or Iran, or whoever it is, because a bunch of American soldiers just got killed in Jordan.
Right.
Why the fuck you in Jordan?
Right.
All right.
Ain't nobody addressing that.
Right. And these Houthis that don't even have they're not even backed by a state.
Right.
All right. Are in war with America and got America stifled. Got them looking bad, man. They truly are.
$1 billion ships.
And they can't do shit with them, man. All right.
How you guerrilla warfare on the water? That shit wild.
Bring it out, brother. They are embarrassing.
I got a quick precept. This Proverbs 23 and 10. Remove not the old landmarks and enter not into the field of the fatherless. So Esau been doing that for a long time, man. Just removing the ancient landmarks and doing his own thing, basically. And what's going to end up happening? Now you're going to get no place of repentance. You're going to get Hebrews, what that Hebrews 12 and 16.
Yeah,
man. You ain't getting no repentance,
He can't even get
man.
on his knees and beg for prayer, man.
Yeah,
somebody go to Habakkuk and somebody go to Isaiah. Habakkuk is the shameful spirit in chapter 2. And then Isaiah the 14th chapter, because here I'm just going to look at some screenshots of that. Screenshot it. And this is from the Intercept, the Intercept that be on the news line. It said the Houthis may have checkmated Biden in the Red Sea standoff. The hardened Yemen rebel force can't be deterred without risky and costly escalations. Because here's the thing. You got this force that's not even part of a state that's fucking up America. And fucking up their business, all right? Because they got because the oil, because everything that moves to the Indian Sea has to go through the Red Sea to go to the Suez Canal to get to the Mediterranean to be distributed throughout what they fraudulently call the Middle East and what they fraudulently call Europe, all right? They have to, and so the Houthis just messed that whole operation up, causing the ships to go the long way around Africa, all right? Which is a very long way. And it's going to drive prices on everything continually. You already had inflation from what happened in Russia and Ukraine. All right? You already remember how everything went up higher as a result of that? So now it's great. All of that at the same time, you're on the verge of a civil war in America. All right? So next one, it says, over the past 3 months, the Houthis have attacked merchant ships passing through the Red Sea, and an unexpected military intervention aimed at forcing Israel to end this U.S.-backed offensive in Gaza and allow aid into the besieged territory. So they riding for their homies. All right? You know, they ride for their homies, all right? So here we go. The next one says, the Houthi squeeze on critical trade route is already impacting global economy. Spooked shipping companies have diverted vessels toward more costly routes open in new tab, with the risk insurance premiums and global shipping prices rising.
Yep.
The effects of the attempted blockade could soon be seen in cost of oil and consumer goods worldwide.
Perfect.
This is just gonna, all this is just leading, is gonna make things escalate and escalate and escalate as you're on the verge of a civil war in America.
Yeah.
Right? You got 25 states.
It ain't no way out.
Ain't no way out of this. So there is a checkmate going on here, because you got 25 states and probably going to be more, all right, that are going against the Biden administration. The Biden administration is looking pretty bad. I'm surprised that this dude ain't had a heart attack and died yet, man. Maybe he is dead. And maybe he is dead. These are those lookalikes, all right? But it says, since last week, the U.S. launched 5 airstrikes.
Elder Reed, man,
joke. All right. Since the last week, the U.S. launched 5 airstrikes on Houthi positions. Houthis doubled down. They fired passing ships with several more rounds of missiles and drones, The targets included U.S. commercial vessels and the U.S. naval warships. Signs that the rebels were only emboldened by the U.S. Volley. So they emboldened against America. Somebody get that? Have you now become as weak as weak? Bible Bishop? Yeah, the 14th chapter. That's what I call for.
I guess.
Go ahead, bring it out, brother.
It's Isaiah 14. Where you want me to start at?
Right there.
Yeah, okay. It says, it's like it. 10, you sure? Okay. This is Isaiah 14. It's like it. I was just saying if I read up a little bit. It's Isaiah 14 and 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Then it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut to the ground, which dideth weaken the nations?
Right. So it's comparing this. This is clear that this is talking about a people, a man.
Right.
These illuminated ones. That's what Lucifer means. All right. They're the light bearers. They're the illuminated ones, and they're falling, and they've become weak. All right. Go ahead to 6. Go ahead and read up to 16. Because the world has found them out, and the world is actually ready to go at them. Right. And they think they having this big NATO thing drill is supposed to last to April. NATO is not going to last to April. NATO is going to go to war with America and each other.
That's it.
All right. This shit falling apart.
The beast shall hate the whore.
Yeah. So this thing, we're here.
That's right.
We're here. These are the last few moments of what seems to be
normality.
All right. Normality. Okay. And I called it because Lord's will, I win this situation. And how many years have I been saying it? The day that I win, everything's gonna collapse and fall. All right, because they're gonna because they're gonna say, oh, give it to me, and then put it on digital and tell me I gotta take the woo up the bam. The MOTV in order to get the money, and I ain't gonna do that. I'll never see that money.
That digital malarkey.
All right. So, well, go ahead, brother.
It says Isaiah 14 and 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend unto heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
And that's exactly what's happening now. It's all falling apart. All right, they're planning, and their strategies is all failing. It's like America can't do anything right at this point. Everything that they do backfires and embarrasses them and shames them and brings that country to a lower, But go ahead, brother.
It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man?
Is this the man? These are the people.
Right.
Right? And what man? The so-called white man. So that's a Lucifer, and the devil, the deceiver, is talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man.
God.
Right? That's what it is.
God.
All right? Go ahead, brother.
It's a little more to it.
Oh, go ahead.
It says, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms?
Oh yeah, he did that from Alexander all the way up to Fat Boy and Little Man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Right. When he rose up, and that's why they love Alexander so much, because through Alexander, because that's why they try to make you believe that Europeans were always pale, and that's a lie. Europeans were so-called Europeans, which is in Asia. That's why they would say Eurasia. Right. All right. There is no Eurasia. It's just Asia. All right. But those people that lived in that land were all melanated people, and the so-called white man took it over through Alexander, and then they started calling themselves by their names. That's exactly what they did, and they stayed in power until the fall of Rome, and they went down for that 1,000-year period. That was a dragon that was wounded, but yet did live. All right, and they came back into power during the Renaissance. And in the Renaissance, that's when they did Psalms 49 and 11. They started removing in landmarks and changing names, and so you take a map of one landmass and you make it three different continents, on one. So basically, they making it seem like you got one giant continent of Asia, and that
sections.
They broke it up into sections, and then created all these false identities that suited their pseudoscience and their lies. All right.
God. It said that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. Right, and America is the only place in a prison system is extreme like this, man. You go to
the population, the prison population of America,
right?
Alone.
And look who's made up. Who's it mostly made up?
That's also that's the prophecy that the Israelites will be locked away in prison houses. Where there isn't no prison houses full of Jewish people. How can they be the people of the Lord? They own it. They got stocks. They got investments. Exactly. So how can you own the soap and all the different companies that benefit from it? I was watching the show today, and the guy was talking about in prison, and he was talking about, we do a lot of work here. We build shells. We make jeans. We build parts for this and parts for that. Mm-hmm. And so that's all these privately owned things, and most of the stockholders and owners of those prisons are Edomites, and out of them is mostly Amalek.
I got the Isaiah 42:22 just to back you up. Mm-hmm. But this is the people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes.
Right. So you look at the prison roster, man. You're not gonna see Stein and Finkelstein, and Berg. Goldsmith, Goldstein, Silverstein, Stone. Mm-hmm. Those aren't going to be the names on the rosters. But when you look at the people who own it and have benefited from it, that's when you're going to see those names. Then all those names I mentioned, that's when you'll see them. Right. When you look at the stockholders.
And if I may, the Department of Justice, they'll tell you that the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, they only lead in one area in crime, which is petty robbery. Outside of that, Edomites hold the number one in all areas of crime.
You never know that watching American media.
Never.
Because they will discard all the stories of what the white they pop up on my phone all the time.
Right.
But they'll disregard all the stories of so-called white crime.
Yes.
And they'll find one with something with some niggas and some spiggers did.
They'll
find something that's some Spanish guys, some Latin kings or whatever, anything to divert.
R. Kelly.
Exactly.
Look, speaking on R. Kelly, they put him under the bus, and I got the Epstein. You don't right now.
Forgot about that.
That's what we said.
They're not even pushing it.
Well, they got an interview on Netflix talking about it now.
Well, with Esau's murderer, what he does is he'll make documentaries and he'll sensationalize people like Ted Bundy, like Dahmer, the school shooters. They'll sensationalize and make their documentaries and
Joe Sixpacks.
Right, exactly for the even the one with Timothy McVeigh. Timothy McVeigh.
Right.
And they'll sensationalize them for being serial serial. What was that one guy that took all them people and killed them?
He was an angel. How do you go from angel to devil?
Jim Jones.
The little baby kid, right? How did exactly?
The grown nigga shot up the mosque in Australia.
The angelic baby turns into bro. Angelic baby turns into the demon.
That's what
there's a video I put in the Bishop's room. We'll have to play it.
I think I still have that screenshot.
But the sheriff of Louisiana was going. He's mad that the prisoners are doing. They getting reformed. So he's mad that the prisoners are being reformed and not really coming back and shit like that.
They're not coming back.
They're getting that free labor.
That money going
because it's a money racket. Mm-hmm. Everything's a money racket, man. And everything's and then that's another thing too, that these states are being hypocritical because they're targeting the federal government for all the things that it's doing, and so these states are banding together against the federal government. But then if the states enforce laws, not laws, but statutes and codes that are completely violate the Constitution as well.
Yeah,
they full of shit. You walk into the state courts and you got the the flag with the fringes on it, you know.
Right.
Whether you going in there for taxes, you going in there for Title 4D, whatever you going in there for, they're enforcing codes and statutes that are foreign treaties, and the states are guilty of that. So they're hypocrites because they're talking. Because I mean, the Biden administration is full of shit. All right, completely and totally. All right, but so are the states because they're doing the same thing. And so, but it doesn't matter. They are a house divided.
Yep.
They're completely. You know, Uriah said it yesterday. They're completely and totally divided.
That's right.
Right up the middle.
That's right.
Robert Bashar, can you play the Biden video when the bitch was wrong?
Play
Joe Biden video.
Play it.
Because this video was like
You mean you talking about Let's Go Brandon?
Yeah. This video is about 2 years old. Before this shit happened in Texas, but listen to what he says. So now you know this is going to go into effect if this shit continues.
Oh yeah, because they once again, how we mentioned.
Was selling guns to people.
That one?
Yeah, Joe Biden.
Right, Saki, Shemai.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
While he's setting up, let me say this.
Genocide Joe.
You got legislation trying to be pushed by different lawmakers to disarm and take more guns and make this illegal. Making AR-15s illegal and all these other things, and making the ammunition legal. But these same people are also trying to give guns to migrants who came here illegally. All right, you want to give arms. You want to arm migrants, but you want to disarm
citizens.
You want to disarm your American citizens because, and why is that? Because they know that this thing is about to go down and they're about to meet resistance. All right, and they're coming hard at Texas because Texas is probably the most well-armed state in the whole country.
Oh yeah,
that literally goes against the Constitution.
And they got
itself.
their own gold.
Yeah,
they got their own currency.
Right.
So they got their own power grid, so they can be completely independent states. All right, which they've been trying to do. According to the Constitution.
Right.
All right. So Biden is trying to demonize them, and that's what he's doing. All right, because Texas is a threat, and look at what Texas stood up, and then all these other people stood up with them.
Right.
All right. But we're glad about it. Why everybody else is panicking? We like ghosts.
Let's go, big dog.
So I'm hoping these troops and these feds
Square
are
off.
blasting each other.
Motherfuckers at my job saying they scared.
That should be.
Absolutely.
Rogue gun dealers feel like they can get away with selling guns to people who aren't legally allowed to own them. I might add, the Second Amendment from the day it was passed limited the type of people who could own a gun and what type of weapon you could own. You couldn't buy a cannon. Those who say the blood of patriots, and all this stuff about how we're going to have to move against the government. Well, the tree of liberty is not water in the blood of patriots. What's happened is that there never been, if you wanted to think you need to have weapons to take on the government, you need F-15s and maybe some nuclear weapons. The point is that there's always been the ability to rationally limit the type of weapon that can be owned and who can own it.
So basically he just threatened the American citizen and American patriot.
And
how dare you, if you're trying to stand up and remove me from my tyranny, I'm going to send F-15s and nukes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically what he said. And when the Constitution actually gives a right for the citizens
to bear arms,
it gives a right for there to be a militia to have checks and balances against the government that no longer operates within the Constitution.
And if I may add, they did not give any caveat to somebody who was convicted this, convicted that. They didn't give none of that. If you're a so-called citizen of your so-called fucking United States of America, you have a so-called fucking right to bear the fuck arms. And didn't say, oh, but not this type of arm or that type of arm. They didn't say any of those things.
Hey.
They didn't say no six-shooter, no pea-shooter, no rifle, no none of that. And that's how Esau Edom is a goddamn fucking devil. And the most likely gonna get.
You know what's crazy?
If
To
they
prove
had
that.
their way, they wanted you to have a musket. You got to learn how.
What's crazy because it's bullshit in their law because really when you put a serial number on it, it attaches to the state so they can make rules on it. But like that's why ghost guns, like Jake got ghost guns now. The 3D printed guns, the lower see the gun is the lower part, not the
gun part.
Yeah,
It's the lower part.
it's
Right.
the lower part. So what they doing is you can buy the gun parts. That's not illegal. You can buy a whole AR kit, get it shipped to your motherfucking front door. but it's the Lord receiver that's illegal. So if it has a serial number, it's illegal. If it don't have a serial number and it's handmade, it's perfectly legal. And Jake found that out by YouTube, and that's why they getting on these these FFL owners, these people who get on YouTube and they teaching. Oh no, you can get a
people are
meal.
patriots too.
Yeah,
exactly.
And
And they're
trying
to arm the citizens
legally.
And so this house divided.
Because even in Chicago, they trying to make it a misdemeanor, a felony misdemeanor, getting caught with one.
A felony misdemeanor.
But they can't do it though,
Right.
because it's not illegal.
Exactly.
So they let him out. They just take the gun and they let him out.
Yeah,
so they can't lock him up.
And somebody just
it's not
said
against the law.
that because who pushed that law about you can't have the stock, or now you the stock on it, and now
The
they're saying
ATF.
and it turned the ATF did that, and it turned the ATF is not they can't make
They
they don't have the
law.
authority to make laws. So anyone who gets caught up in that, you're going to be able to fight that and beat that in court. You might use your weapon.
You're going to lose your weapon.
But it still works to get it back.
You can get it back. Yeah,
but the point
if you
being,
beat the case, you
yeah,
can
but
get it back.
the point, it won't be a difficult case to beat if you understand law. Because they're not, once again, they're not operating. We said the states operate with codes and statutes that are not lawful.
That's
right. They're using the UCC codes, which aren't even American, on American citizens.
That's right.
So that's another. If Americans understood that, they'd have been went against their government a long time ago.
You
All
can't
right,
take
but
away
bring
my
out
gun.
what you got, and we're gonna finish with that, brother.
This is St. Mark chapter 3, verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end.
Go ahead and explain that, brother.
So right now you have in-house fighting amongst these
Edomites.
These Edomites
And these patriots. Because you're gonna have dumbass Jake standing side by side.
Oh
yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Raising the oatmeal.
You know?
That nigga Morgan Freeman and Glory raise the damn flag. Black crispy ass nigga. He gonna be back. Cause them niggas like that back. They up in that movie Glory when Denzel got whipped.
Yeah.
That nigga fucking Morgan Freeman. They fighting Esau. Esau got their ass on the front line like roaches. He's screaming. Dude, get his shit blew out. He's screaming, raise the damn flag.
Right,
Patriotic ass nigga.
Operation Black Shield.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Tuskegee Institute.
Put them niggas up front.
Crazy ass niggas.
Right? Go ahead, brother. Bring it up.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 15. It says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Yeah.
Good.
So you join with them when that time comes, man.
Catch their same death.
It's bye-bye to you, man. You gonna, you know.
Are we on?
But go ahead and say, Benji, you go ahead and close it out.
This is Isaiah 19 and 2. I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and we know this is modern day Egypt.
That's right.
All right, the place where we're taken on slave ships. So Americans versus Americans. They should fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city. So the states are going to be divided. All right? And kingdom against kingdom. But this is not going to stop on just the American level. This is going to be worldwide. There should be wars and rumors of wars.
God.
All right, so there's going to be wars across the globe. 2 Corinthians 13. It says how when the Lord comes, they're going to stop fighting each other in the land, in their own land.
That's square off
And they're going to
like
come to pursue the Lord. That's that war in heaven. They're going to come try to fight against YAHAWASHI.
And Durst fight.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna put the fear in them, and they're gonna try to fight anyway.
So
if you can see why we're so excited,
yeah, boy,
seeing these prophecies come to pass, and we've been waiting on, as we've been getting scoffed and mocked for teaching the Bible the way it's actually supposed to be taught. Because we have that saying amongst us. Everybody's a Christian in America. Well, not everybody, but you know what I mean. Americans are supposedly a Christian society. But everyone's a Christian in America until the scriptures come out.
That's right.
All right. When the scriptures actually come out, then people start.
No, I don't say that.
People start looking sideways. And the Bible did say that. You just weren't taught that, and now you're hearing it. You got a problem with it.
That's your
Then they start to go into, well, tell me how you feel about it. The Bible is in my heart. I don't need the book. I don't need the book in my heart.
That's what happened.
Anyway,
yeah, what's going to be in your heart is a sword from the Lord, fool.
Sword from the Lord.
All right, the Lord said He's coming with a sword. He told you
Smoke your
He's
ass.
not coming for peace. He told you that in the New Testament.
Yep.
Christians,
All
Smoke
right,
your
this,
ass.
this is I'm gonna jump down to verse 14, Isaiah 19:14. Yahweh hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. They have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggered in his vomit. And I'm reading that verse. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So all this goes hand in hand with the time we're in. Unemployment is increasing. All right, and this is because of bad policies being made.
Yep.
All right, they import everything.
AI,
Yep.
robots.
Yep. And then let's go to the police force. Now they're gonna put it into the hands of immigrants, which is gonna do what? Cause more violence. And then not only that, another part of this violence is what Joe Biden is doing in Texas. See, all this is playing into the hands of the prophecies right here, man. So soon this shit is gonna be just violence and war here.
But
All right, that's why it's important to get this truth now, because we ain't gonna be out there prophesying
With
when
this
tanks is out
Yeah,
there.
it's about to be really. It's gonna be way worse than the Wild West, brother. And it's gonna be no 911. You're gonna have no police force.
911 gonna speak no English.
Right?
It's a joke, like
Yeah.
that Crispy Nigga
So
Flavor said.
I was listening to a video that the elder apostle did, Gabar, and he was doing a video talking about how you women are gonna be in trouble
yeah, boy.
because it's gonna be no 911. And a lot of these, and so a lot of these women have, they can get the Title 4D people on you, get the sheriff on you.
All about the women.
They can do all
Phone
that.
call away.
And now they're the phone call away. All right, they can even get phone them on you.
Phone call away.
But pretty soon they ain't gonna be able to call to set you up. You know?
By yourself.
All right.
On your own.
So look, man, we're excited. This is the exciting time that we're living in. We're actually seeing. Now, as a matter of fact, last scripture, they get to live to see the downfall of his enemy. This is a beautiful time that we're living in. We're literally.
That was the point. Was they're arming up former military men. They did interviews, and these people come from Africa. Well, they had a way to get from Africa to South America.
I got it.
And then up to America. It's a lot of bullshit. Even now to the point you can fly in. They have different check lines when you fly in. They're not checking migrants for passports and shit. No, you don't need it no more. All right, this is the Lord's prophecy.
You got them African bushwhackers.
You killing yourself, Esau.
You see them videos. You see them all chatting, running with their guns all off. Their little bounce, right? Bouncing and their little war chant. Yeah, them dudes gonna be running through your streets, man. They gonna be kicking in your door.
Killing no babies.
And and they go and we talking about
Come on, man.
and they all about graping.
Yep.
All right, they gonna mass grape. So all your Instagram and OF chicks. All right. Yeah. The Ishmael calls it Tagarush Gamera or something like that. All right. Yep. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of grape going on. And we've been telling you for years. You've been jumping from man to man.
The carousel.
This time the carousel gonna ride you.
That's right.
You don't have no choice in it.
That's right.
Because here it is, as the elders are going into all the craziness and chaotic times that's ahead, which is scriptural. That's why the scripture says there's going to be a crying for wine in the street. And that wine is the truth, is the answers. And here it is, we're giving the truth out now. We're giving the answers out right now. All right, and what's going on, why it's going on, what's about to happen after that. All right, and then how you can be hid in that day, in the shadow of YAHAWASHI.
That's right.
All right, but it's right now that you got to change your mind, man. It's right now that you got to renounce this present temporal evil world and come to the knowledge of the truth and show yourself approved. Show some faith now so you can be covered in that day.
That's right.
You see?
Applicable word that Yak said was temporal. Because just like if you get a temporary license or a temporary license plate, it has an expiration on it. And so he said temporal, present, temporal. He says it all the time. All right? And it has it. And so what you have to understand is the world that we're living in now, it's past expired. You know how it says good until
expiration date.
Right, best by this date. We run out of time. You're gonna go to drink that milk and this gonna be lump.
It's gonna be spoiled as hell.
And also
like a dry
here it is. It's just like at any game or whatever, any whatever, the war, whatever, them last 2 minutes, oh man, everybody go hard. It's the craziest. It's the most chaotic, you know.
Yeah.
So
2 minute warning.
That's it. It's the same right now. We in the last 2 minutes, man. And it's about to get more crazy, more chaotic, you know, and again, which is all scriptural, and we're giving you the answers right now. We're giving, like Isaiah 33:6, for wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of thy salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
That's right.
And I want to echo so, because I'm the same spirit. If a nigga don't get it, they don't get it. We ain't ask no dumbass questions. Did the Romans write the New Testament? The 12-tribe chart,
all that dumb shit.
The rape doctrine. We ain't ask those dumbass questions no more, man. We focus on the prophecies and we focus on the downfall of America. Fuck you niggas. Go look at our old videos. You got questions.
If they can
Go to
find
the
it.
buyers.
Yeah, while it's still up.
Because they killing them.
They killing them. At this point, man, they probably deleted hundreds of my videos at this point. And
They knocked down a whole page.
They done deleted whole pages of some brothers, man.
But that's the parable of the 10 virgins. 5 was wise and 5 was foolish. Y'all ain't gonna get that oil, man. Fuck y'all. Go find it on your own, man. Cause you should have had the oil when we was bringing out this oil and giving y'all this knowledge, man. Y'all gonna be them foolish ass virgins. Y'all gonna fucking die, man.
We gonna get the last laugh.
That's right, man.
Yeah, we gonna get the last laugh, and Isaiah 4:1 is gonna kick in, and all that. Isaiah 4:1 kicks in before it all falls.
Absolutely.
Yep,
all right.
Don't watch me, watch TV.
So, and you're right, and I ain't just be truthful. I ain't even really dealing with women like that. So I can wait till Isaiah. I done had my share of women, you know. Let you.
Young guys.
I done did all that.
I'll take it to it.
All right, you got it, brother.
There you go.
Because I don't have the patience to so I can wait for Isaiah 4:1.
Hey, that doesn't mean you ladies can't shoot your shot at the elder.
So
they gonna do it anyway.
I got that proof.
bring it out. We gonna wrap it up. Brother.
This Ecclesiasticus 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and in the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children,
which you don't have on this side.
You
don't get to, because having children is supposed to be a blessing, but it really is a curse on this side. Especially now more so than ever, man.
It is.
All right, it's a curse in so many ways, and then you like, damn, you looking at your child, you love it, and you just brought it into
Especially had daughters, boy.
Yeah,
that shit terrible.
Yeah, man.
I know how I feel. Don't see none of my kids. And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies.
So there's nothing greater than living to see the fall of your enemy.
Boy.
All right,
We got the white woman too, man. We got the white woman.
Hey, the fall of your enemy is the exaltation and winning
That's
and
part
victory
of
of yourself.
Yeah, kind. And getting your enemy's women is a part of that victory.
Bring it out.
And at this point, Jake pretty much got their women already.
GM sex.
All right. So with that, man, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Kwam Yasharah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Hold on. Hey, I know what we're about to say.